Sexy people, happy Thursday, it's another beautiful day. Oh my goodness, Thursday approached so quickly. How are you, darling? Over here, we doing well. It is quite rainy. We were supposed to get the hurricane, but we didn't quite get her or him, I'm not sure. Is her or his name Etta? I'm not exactly sure. I don't even know where these names come from. But anyways, in today's video, I will be answering the question, why am I depressed? Why do I feel like this? Are you ready? Let's go. Sexy people, happy Thursday. Hope this video is finding you amazingly well. Welcome to All Things Conscious, where you get to listen to the content that will help you continue to evolve and work on yourself. I am life coach and self-mastery coach Angelise. Check me out somewhere on social media. Come follow me, come hang out with me. And in today's video, I want to answer the question, why am I depressed? And it's such a big question for a very short answer. Are you ready? You're not enjoying enough chocolate covered strawberries before noon. That's why you're depressed. Because you're not taking the time to enjoy the things that you enjoy. So, You're not taking the time to enjoy life, to look at it from a different perspective. Okay. All right, I'm done. Okay, but seriously though, so sexy people, this subject to me is very close to my heart because once upon a time I was what I felt depressed, right? And so I know for me, it felt so many different ways. People could never tell me like, oh, this is just all mental, right? Because then I'd be like, no, I'm depressed, like medically depressed, right? And so I can understand why this subject could be very sensitive to some people. So I definitely am just sharing something from my perspective. Obviously, I am not a doctor. So whatever it is that you may be doing with a doctor, continue to listen to that doctor. But it's always good to hear other perspectives, right? Is it not? Isn't that what helps us evolve and be more aware and more conscious, hence all things conscious? So I wanted to read to you really briefly because I was like, you know what, actually let me Google what are some causes of depression, right? So that way we have like a base understanding. Okay, so I Googled what are some main causes of depression. The first one is abuse, which is like past physical and sexual emotional abuse. The second one is certain medications. The third one is conflict. The fourth one is death. The fifth one is genetics, which I think is very interesting. The next one is major events. And the other one is personal problems. Okay. So listening to the causes of depression, it is definitely telling me that it is a mental game. It is a mental state that we put ourselves in, which we then label as depression, right? So we've endured some abuse, we feel the feelings, and that is obviously the outcome feeling would be depression, right? We to maybe take some certain medications, maybe some hormonal things, and so we start feeling some kind of way, and then we label it as depression, right? Major events, like even like this whole Trump and Biden thing, it has a lot of people on edge. All of those feelings could be labeled as depression, right? So perhaps if we just explore these feelings without labeling them as depression, we can first of all make a decision that we no longer want to label our emotions as depression, right? We are completely entitled, and that's actually what makes us human, is to feel. We are supposed to feel. Feeling, okay, is what makes us It's what's telling us that we are alive. And feeling, right? Allowing yourself to feel what you have to feel it will all balance out. It'll all balance out through your body, through your system, if you just allow it to be without labeling it something. That is where we create an attachment, right? So we create an attachment to the label depression. So then every time that we're feeling anything that is not happy or elation or excitement, we label it as depression. And in labeling it, again, we're just pulling it like, I'm just a depressed person. I'm labeling myself as a depressed person. So that would be the first thing to share that I want to share with you is take off the label of depressed. You're not depressed. You're just feeling some feelings because of whatever it is that is happening externally, right? So there's something that's happening in your life. There's something that shows up in your life, and you automatically have a feeling that creeps in. And if that feeling is a negative feeling, then you automatically are depressed. But you're not depressed. You're just feeling the feelings of how it is that you are observing what is happening in your life, okay? So how can we change that? How can we get out of depression? How can we get out of these feelings? And it's not even about getting out of the feelings, but it's about filtering the feelings through, integrate them, feel them, allow yourself to know that these feelings are coming only because you are viewing this certain thing in this specific way. I've shared before, whatever it is that we think, right, brings about an emotion. So something shows up, you think the certain way, and now you have a feeling, right? So the training, the key here is to learn how to look at things in your life in a different way, looking at it from a bigger perspective. So for example, for me, as a child, I went through some abuse, right? The replay of that inside of myself is what caused a lot of my depression. The replay of the feelings is what caused the depression, right? So integrating the feeling what I have to feel. So the game here is to get really good at looking at things from a different perspective. Something shows up, your initial reaction, your initial feeling is most likely because of past experiences, which is fine. It's completely fine, and it's completely relevant because you're like, well, this has come up in my life before, and this is what's happened before. So now this is all the feelings that I'm feeling. I'm feeling the anxiety of it. I'm feeling the depression of it because I know how it's gonna go, right? So the first thing would be to explore different perspectives. How could it go right? How could this, change? How would I like it to go, right? And in deciding yourself to not get yourself in those thoughts and in those emotions, you're now looking for solutions. You're now looking for the light at the end of the tunnel. You're now looking for the miracle, right? So it is all a state of mind. And it is all controlled by us. And I feel like that's where I had the biggest awakening, where I was like, oh my gosh, personal responsibility. I'm doing this to myself. I'm allowing myself to take myself to the past and feel all of those emotions all over again and blame myself all over again. Like, for what? You know what I mean? Like, for what? Like, why? And it goes back to the genetics part where we are conditioned in a certain way because we've seen all of our people do it this way. And then I'm here to tell you that you do not have to live life how other people have lived it and how you've seen it whenever you were growing up. You do get to choose. You do get to explore different options of how to feel. You do not have to feel bad all of the time. You do not have to explore the past ever again unless you decide. I've said this in the past before. The past doesn't exist. It doesn't exist. The past doesn't exist. But you know how it does exist? Whenever you continue to replay it in your mind, whenever you continue to replay the emotions of it, whenever you continue to replay how you felt, and then you just get all caught up in the past. Like literally, it's not happening anymore. It's not happening right now. So you are allowing yourself to get into that state of mind simply by entertaining the conversation in your mind, which then creates all of these negative feelings, which then you label as depressed. So the key here is to allow yourself to let it go. You do not have to hold it on. It is weighing you down. It is not serving you. And if it keeps showing up for you, ask yourself, what am I to learn here? What am I to learn from this specific thing that I keep replaying? And once you learn what you have to learn, let it go. Allow yourself to know that it is okay to feel good. And it is okay to have fun. And it is okay to enjoy your life. And it is okay to be a happy person, right? We are literally conditioned to be negative beings. We came here the most positive, pure beings. You were a pure baby, just giggling around. It didn't matter if somebody pushed you, you was just giggling around, playing around, having fun. But as you got older, the dimmer and the dimmer your light got, okay? And it may have not been your fault, okay? A lot of it, most likely, was not your fault, right? And so if it wasn't, and it was just life experiences, and it is things that you endured, because look at you, right? You're here, you're alive, you're present. Allow yourself to let it go. So it is all a mental game after all, isn't it? It is all a mental game after all, isn't it? Isn't it interesting why it's called mental health? You must take care of your mind. You must be in control of it. If not, it will continue to control you. It will continue to chatter and give you all of the information that has been, but it's still up to you to continue that conversation, right? But Angelise, how? Because, I just have all of these emotions in my head. Go back to your now. Go back to your breath. Oh my God, Angelise, okay, great. I go back to my breath, go back to my now. I'm just saying, if you just do it long enough, you will be able to be in control of what is going on up here, which is controlling what is going on right here. And then whatever it is that we're feeling, we attract. So if you're in agony, if you're in depression, if you're in the lower vibrations, there will be no solutions to your problem. You will continue to attract things that will continue to keep you in that energy field. So in order for you to shift out of that energy field, you have to shift what you're thinking so that you can shift what you're feeling, and therefore shift what you are attracting. Whoo, child, I sure did give it to you, okay? I sure did bring it in. I just want you to empower yourself. I want you to know that you are in control. The world does not control you. Your mama don't control you. Your man don't control you. Your kids don't control you. You control you. You have to take personal responsibility for how it is that you are feeling, for what it is that you are entertaining. You're always in control. And that's why I love teaching self-mastery. Self-mastery has changed my life. It literally changed my life, which then changed my relationship with my husband, and it changed my relationship with my kids. It has changed my relationship with people that I talk to on the daily. I know how to communicate with people because I have worked enough with myself to where before I'd look at a pretty girl and I'd be like, "You looking at her?" Right? Like, our mind does these things and they don't allow us to be happy. And only because we have conditioned ourselves to believe that this is how we're supposed to live, and it's not. It really is not. So this self-mastery game, I am a queen at it. I actually have a course that I did a few weeks ago. It is now at its discounted price. So if you're interested in kickstarting your self-mastery skills, your self-mastery tools, how to live your life in a different way, I encourage you to check it out. I'll go ahead and put the link below, or if not, just go to angeliselusby.com and go under the self-mastery course. You'll see it on there. I am so excited for you to continue to take control over your life and continue to know that you deserve everything that you desire and all of the feelings that you desire to feel. And I am so excited that you landed on this video. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any other cool videos like this. Hit that little bell so that way it'll tell you every time that I come out with a video. And also, I come out with videos every Tuesday and Thursday, so definitely expect a new video from me on Tuesday. I also have some other cool videos in here, so go ahead and check them out. I love you so much. Have an amazing day. Mwah. You're in control, boo.